Peace and blessings, everyone. Just coming back to you today with part two of Mind, Body, Spirit. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you and your family are safe and sane, in this time of quarantine. And like I said, I'm just doing my part in trying to spread some, goodwill and wisdom and some positive light, in the midst of all this craziness, that we're experiencing, with this COVID situation. All right, so where we left off is uh, the spirit. We talked about mind, we talked about body. Those are very important, very, you know, it's the essence of our physical human experience. It's the essence of it. We use our mind to navigate this planet and our physical bodies. But like I said before, this is not, your highest self. Your highest self is more omnipresent. Your higher self is your spirit slash soul. And we're going to get into that. So, like, what is your spirit? Like, what is your soul? And a lot of people debate back and forth. So this is just my philosophy. A lot of people, a lot of philosophers have different trains of thought. Some people agree, some people disagree, some people somewhat agree but have a different twist on it. That's fine. But this is just my philosophy in giving you food for thought. This is just some information to help you just think, and contemplate, how great you are, other than this physical experience. So, like I said, this is just for you. This is coming from a place of good, So I'm not trying to get into any debates or anything like that. Even though it may occur, respectfully, this is just for you. So let's just tell a story. When you were 5 years old, try to think back to when you were 5 years old. Try to remember something that happened when you were 5 years old. Now ask yourself, do you remember who you were at that time? Did you know yourself as your name or where you lived, or or your family situation? Do you remember how you felt at that time when you were 5 years old? And let's fast forward to when you were 10 years old. Do you remember something that happened when you were 10 years old? Do you remember, the situation that surrounded that? Do you remember how you felt about that situation? Do you remember how you handled and acted on that situation? All right. Now let's fast forward to when you are 15, 16 years old. Very crucial point in someone's development. You're going from adolescent to young adult. Now, do you remember something that happened around that age? How you felt, the surrounding situations, your family situation, your school situation. How did you feel, during that time? And now let's fast forward to young adulthood. Let's say 25. Some of you may be 25 now listening to this, so but I'm gonna stop one more age group. So if you're 25, you could stay right here. So think about something that happened, in this moment. 25. How'd you feel? How'd you handle it? What was going on? And then now, let's say 40. 40 years old. Do you remember something that happened when you were 40? Or if you haven't, uh, reached 40 yet, speculate something that may happen when you're 40 years old. How you would handle it. Just think about something that would happen when you're 40. How do you think about it? How do you handle it? So I say all that to say is even during those times when you're 5, 10, 15, 25, 40, did you know who you were? Even though you had a different mind, you had a different body, a different physical experience during those times, there was awareness that you knew who you were. All of those times from 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 80, 100. There's an awareness. Who knows that you exist? That's the I am. That's the universal awareness. This is your spirit. This part of you, this knowing, this awareness of who you are is what's going to give you the grounding, is what's going to give you the peace, It's going to give you the awareness to know you are greater than anything physical. And one of the best ways to tap into this spirit, to tap into this higher self, to get to the seat of your soul, is through meditation. Meditation is a very simple practice that you have some time to do now. Like a lot of people say, you don't have time to meditate. So in order to really nurture your spirit, nurture this power that's within you, meditation is a great practice. So our next topic is going to be meditation. And then we're going to delve more into the power of the spirit and how this could bring you peace during this pandemic. I hope this fed your soul. I'm looking forward to talking to you more about this. Peace and blessings.